Hey guys, bit of a late video today. Been at work all day and haven't had a chance to kind of pull anything together. Hopefully you've seen the couple of other videos that I've been able to upload. The footage has come from a lot of the South Dorset boys and girls who went up yesterday and got some great content that I've uploaded. Hopefully you've seen that and enjoyed it. But wow, what a result, what a feeling, what an atmosphere, what a performance. So two parts to this really, I guess. Number one, heart, all about your heart. So your heart says, great performance, great feeling, smashing the scum, sending them packing, seeing their salty tears, seeing the salty tears of people like Arteta, Rob Holding and so on. It's like, great thing, absolutely love that, absolutely love that. For me, I think we thoroughly deserved the win. Number one, Holding, should he have been sent off? Absolutely. For me, he should have been sent off earlier when he pulled Sonny down and kicked him in the ribs for no reason. There was no reason for him to do that, and should have got booked. So for me, running into him, elbowing him in the face, yeah, sending off. The fact is, I think that Sonny had got into Holding's head from minute one. He was running past him and he couldn't handle it. So, he's had him over, he's kicked him in the ribs. Sonny stupidly throwing a bit of an elbow there. That could have been worse. And sometimes them things go against you, So there was obviously a bit of a niggle in there. And I said to my son, who I was watching the game with, Sonny needs to be careful there, because in a North London derby, someone is likely to get sent off. And what I didn't want was us to lose our heads. I said it in my preview video. Didn't want us to lose our heads and let the emotion of the game take over. But I think that's exactly what happened, certainly to Rob Holding, that he let the game get to him. He let Sonny get into his head. And, number one, he's had him over, kicked him in the ribs. Number two, he's holding on to him, pulling him back and all the rest of it. So he gets a booking. And it's not just for that one incident, it's for the previous incidents as well. And then number three, chucking an elbow into him like that. It's, you can't argue it. That's going to be a sending off. So, and from that moment on, it's almost like, well, you've really put yourselves in trouble there, which was exactly the same sort of thing that happened when with the Lamella incident, in the other game. Number two, penalty. Was it a penalty? Hand on heart, I'm going to say soft. For me, I didn't see it as a penalty. I didn't jump up and go penalty or whatever. When you watch it back, the fact is, Cedric comes into Son and he crashes into him, pushes him into whoever the other player was running back, I can't remember, takes him out of the game, totally takes him out of the game. And so I've seen him give them. It's a sort of penalty that if you're getting it, you're loving it. If it's against you, you're hating it, right? You ain't gonna want that. So yeah, absolutely penalty. Kane ain't gonna miss it. It was never in any doubt whatsoever, not for me. Free diving header from Kane for his second goal. Fantastic. Great commitment, great effort. He loves scoring against them. He absolutely loves scoring there against them. And was he a leader yesterday? It was great seeing him marshalling the Tottenham players, shoving, who's the little guy? I can't think what his name. I think it might have been Cedric actually, pushing him away. You go away, when they're trying to stir it up and cause problems. I thought he was brilliant. He was all over the ref as well, giving him pelters, telling him, when he'd made a mistake and all that. And arguably, could have got a second penalty before some smashed it in for the third goal, because he was being dragged down all over the place. Sonny's goal, fantastic, great positioning, great strike, never going to stop it, and at the perfect moment, so early in the second half, that was it. After that, they were done. In the words of the rabbi, I'm going to quote the rabbi. In the words of the rabbi, done and fucking dusted. wave your flags, as he would say. And if you don't know who the rabbi is, I suggest you look him up on Facebook, because he's hilarious and a great fan. Anyway, what was I saying? Great game, great to see. Seeing their fans disappearing, was there a fire drill in the away end? That was really funny. I seen a tweet about that today, which I thought was really, really funny. And seeing them all going home so early was amazing. I really loved that. But I don't think you can talk about this game without talking about the atmosphere. The atmosphere was electric. The videos and the photos that I've seen today all over social media, because I've spent a lot of time on a train today, was unbelievable. It's just really great to see it. It's almost like a cup final, to see that kind of image going on. So really, really pleased to see that. The disappointment for me will be going up Sunday and there not being anything similar. I'm going to be gutted, because I think once you've done that and shown what you can do, you should be trying to do that all games, because it's really intimidating for the opposition, and it's a great atmosphere and a great feeling for the fans. You're gonna love that. You're gonna love being part of that. So, now we've seen that, we should try to replicate that all the time. I mean, I do like to sing at games. I do like to stand up. I do like to get involved. But it's quite difficult when people around you don't do that. So I get it why some people are reluctant. But we've got to really get up for these games. We've really got to show what we're about. And I think we can do that. I know there is a movement going on at the moment around getting some really big flags going and stuff like that. I know there's people trying to do stuff to try to improve the atmosphere. And I know some of the old legacy fans, people like me that have been around since the 80s watching it and stuff, there is an element of snobbery around, artificially sort of creating atmosphere. But we've got to do something. And I don't know what other options there are, apart from, trying to get the flags, trying to get the songs and stuff like that, Personally, I love the flares. I love the flares. I love the smoke bombs and everything. And if we was allowed to have that, I'd absolutely love it. I'd take a flare every week if I could. Just standing there with the old blue and white flares going off. I think they're fantastic. But in this PC world that we live in, where everything's health and safety, kind of makes it impossible. But yeah, absolutely fantastic. I went out last night with my son and a couple of friends, Gareth and Gaz, and we were in our local club watching it, and there was one Arsenal fan in there, and Gaz was giving him absolute pelters all night, the poor sod. He was only a kid. So yeah, I did have a good laugh with those guys. Anyway, that aside, head time. Talking with your head. We are still 1 point behind them, and we are still in need of them slipping up. So we're still fifth. We've got Europa, fantastic. It's a step forward on where we were, right? But that's the disappointment, the fact that we didn't beat Brentford and Brighton and the Southamptons and that. You can win the North London derby as much as you like, but it doesn't count for anything if in 2 games' time Arsenal are singing that they're now in the Champions League and they're finishing the season above us. All of our enjoyment that we've just had will be short-lived. I'm not saying we shouldn't enjoy it while we can, because we should, absolutely should be taking it and enjoying these moments, because football is all about moments and about one game at a time and all the rest of it. So absolutely we should be out there enjoying how it feels to have beaten them, especially as it stops them claiming that they've got, fourth spot at White Hart Lane and so on, which they love to dwell on those sorts of things. So, yeah, absolutely enjoy it as I have. But the disappointment thing for me is the fact that we've missed those other opportunities. So now what we've got to do, and the only reason why I'm mentioning this is now what we've got to do is we've got to finish the season as strong as we can. We need to beat Burnley on Sunday. We need to then beat Norwich the week after. That's all we can do. That's all we can do. We can't do any more than that. But what we don't want to do is we don't want to give it up today, to Sunday, apologies. We don't want to give it up on Sunday after going through this yesterday. That's the big thing for me. Let's not just chuck it away. Let's not have that performance and enjoy it and then throw it all away by losing stupidly to Burnley. We need to take it to the last game of the season and hope that they slip up somewhere. Because they've still got 2 hard games. We've got hard games, right? But they've still got 2 hard games as well. And they'll be up for it. Make no mistake. They'll be up for it. They'll want to win those games. They'll want that top 4, right? So all we can do is win our games now. And that's what I'm saying. What I don't want to do is I don't want us to hand it to them. I want them to work for it. Really, really work for it. And if they get it at the end of the day, then clearly they deserve it because they've won more games than us. They've got more points than us, whatever it works out. And bearing in mind they beat Man United, Chelsea and West Ham. And bear in mind we've lost to all of those teams. So, you know, it is what it is. You've got to take the rough with the smooth. Disappointed. Will I be disappointed? Absolutely will I be disappointed. But what I want is I want us to fight to the end. Don't give in. Don't give up. Keep pushing. Let's have this atmosphere. Let's get behind the team, and let's make sure that we enjoy it right till the last day, and take them all the way to the end. I'll be at the game on Sunday. We'll be doing a little video on the way up. Me and Ian in the car, and we've got my good friend George who'll be with us. So we'll do a little bit of a preview on the way up. So it'd be good if any of you get a chance to watch that. It'll be sort of fairly early Sunday morning, and I'll put it straight on as we're travelling. And then we'll probably do a review after the game. We'll definitely do a review after the game if we win. If we lose or we don't get the points and we hand the top 4 to them, then it could be a bit of a miserable ride home. But anyway, we'll keep the faith. I'll keep on believing. I'll keep on fighting. Let's just hope the team do the same. And if you're at the game on Sunday, let's try and keep that atmosphere going. I'll be singing my heart out if I can. Up the Spurs.